None.
Campion good to go this week?
No, well, he needs probably a little more practice time, but he's had a full week, which is good. So he's available if needed, but
Okay.
I think he's still a ways away from conditioning.
Right. But it's nice to actually
Yeah.
have everyone available
Yeah.
for the first time all year here. Dom, kind of tell us, what have you seen out of him this season? I feel like, yeah, it took him a few weeks to get on the score sheet for a goal, but he's been doing so many good things elsewhere with blocking shots and energy and physicality and stuff.
Yeah, he's been consistent. I mean, I think he's been a really good leader for us. I think it's easy for players when they don't. Guys that want to score, it's easy to get down if they don't. But I think he got better. In doing a lot of little things. Obviously, he's a competitive guy. I just like the fact that our older guys right now play pretty consistently, and it's nice to see those guys finally get rewarded with some goals. But he's been good. I think he came back for a reason. He wanted to have a good year. He wanted to be a good leader. He wanted to help this team accomplish some things, and I think he's, after the first month, he's done a great job with that.
What areas are you really seeing him excel at right now on the ice?
Well, again, consistency. I think, it's not from anything else. When you have older players that have played a lot, you expect them to play at a high level. I think he's playing at a higher level consistently than he has maybe in the past. I think we've seen bits and pieces of it over the years. I think he's had good stretches, but I think, coming back and going into the year, I think he had the right mindset that, he wanted to have a good year. And sometimes you can go out there and try so hard that you end up doing less. But I think maybe, I don't see that with him. I don't see it with Alex Iafallo. I don't see it with Soucier. I don't see it with those guys. So I think those are important things.
Does this team need Dom to be a goal scorer every night, or not really the way everyone's playing?
Well, we need everybody. I mean, we're built to. We need everybody. But one of the things I thought last weekend was his line was a big reason we were in the game Friday night. They came out, they were going, they had a great weekend, they had a great Friday, they scored the first 2 goals. I thought had an outstanding weekend together, and really kind of carried our team, and got us going, gave us a spark all weekend.
What is it about Joey that allowed him to step in and really just gel and kind of complete that Dom and Al combo?
Well, I don't know. I mean, again, you see him. He's a good 200-foot player. He's got a lot of. He's got good puck skill. Again, another competitive guy. I think it's a good compliment there. I mean, who can you go wrong with on the right side there? Joey or Carson? I mean, I can go all the way down to Parker. I mean, you could put any of those guys in there, but just to balance out some lines and give some guys an opportunity. I think he's taken that opportunity and really played well. Now, do I expect him to continue going in that pace and that level? I hope so, but every weekend's a little bit different. So he's just been a good complement player, and I think those guys like playing with him.
How much credit should we give to Dom and Al for helping Joey offensively really kind of catch fire here?
Well, you can give as much as you want. I mean, they play together. I mean, you look at some of the plays. Obviously, his goal Saturday was a pretty good individual effort as far as stripping the puck and taking it down and scoring. But the first goals were, his first goal of the year was all built off good forecheck, good stick, some turnovers, and being in the right spot and finishing. And so again, you can give him a lot of credit. I mean, that's usually how goals are scored, and they all work well together.
How strong has the penalty kill been to start the season for you guys, and specifically the last 4 games?
Well, I think the last 2 weekends it's been pretty good. Obviously, North Dakota was a little bit different than this weekend. I thought we had to block a lot more shots. I mean, Hunter's playing well. I thought there were some moments against St. Cloud with clears and things like that weren't very good, that need to continue to get better. But to hold them to 1 power play goal, we didn't take a lot of penalties, which was good. But to hold them to 1 is a good weekend, because they have a tremendous power play year in and year out, and We almost had another shorthanded goal again. This has just ended, but again, same thing I said. North Dakota, kudos to our killers. They're doing the job.
Not that you want your PKers out there a ton in a game, but has that really become one of the biggest strengths of this team and a source of energy? It seems like you guys gain a lot of momentum coming off these penalty kills.
I don't know if it's a source of strength. I think it's a part of the game that needs to be good for any team to have success, and certainly for us. You look at the last 2 weekends, we won the special teams game. Well, we didn't last weekend, but we did the weekend before. Again, for us, I'm more happy that we've been disciplined. We haven't taken a lot of penalties. We've been much more disciplined that way, and I think that's helped too. And when the guys have had to kill, they've gone out and done the job. And conversely, our power play's gotten off to a little better start than 20+ % is fine. And we've had some opportunities there. So they're just important parts of the game. And we had some guys that have done it in the past that take a lot of pride in it, and we got some new guys that are taking a lot of pride in it, and Sammy and Billy that have done, I think, an exceptional job.
What are your thoughts on the Paling kid this last week at St. Cloud? Kids that accelerate their schooling and come into college.
It's their prerogative. That's their prerogative. What do you want me to say?
I'm just curious, your thoughts on players that do it. When is the right situation? When is the wrong situation?
Whatever. That's their decision.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be the typical Western Michigan, really physical series?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's going to be physical. This is probably the deepest team they've had. This is probably the most skill and speed they've had through their lineup. If they probably have one, if I want to call it a weakness, is they're probably a little young in net, like a lot of teams in our league. But I'm very impressed with the way they played against Miami. Watched some of the Denver. Again, same thing, but they still play a heavy game, but they've got depth and they've got a lot of speed and a lot of skill.
What's been going so right in your third periods? How do you bottle that maybe for the start of some of these games? But is it
it's funny. I don't think we've started as poorly. We've given up the first goal in the last 2 games, but I think we started poorly. You know what I mean? That's funny. But the third period, I think our guys just, I think I've seen a trend where I think our team's gotten better as the game's gone on, and they haven't panicked. They've stayed with games no matter what, and there's a belief, I think, they can come back and win any game. And I'd like to sit here and say as a coach it's conditioning, and maybe a little bit of it is, but I think it's a huge mindset. And this group hasn't panicked at all, and they've kind of just stayed with the games. And even when you're on the bench, there's no panic. They just kind of stick with it. And luckily for us, we found a way to get it done last weekend in the third period, a few other times this year. But I like the fact that against teams like North Dakota, we've been able to play a strong third period. Maybe we don't score, but you close games out. And so part of it is conditioning, I guess. But I think a lot of it's a mindset.
Who are some of the skill guys that you've seen watching tape from Western that are kind of standing out?
You're going to notice Tiffles. You're going to notice Acapelli, number 7, who's got 9 goals. He's a big guy. He's not as maybe speedy, but he's a big guy that's got good hands. Scored a lot in junior. You got Sheldon Dries, who's a heart and soul guy. You got Molino. You got McGing. These are all speedy guys. You got Muir, who's a big power forward. They got a big D-core that will make it difficult down low, like they always have. But so you'll notice those guys, and like I said, they still play the same type of game where they don't give you a lot of room, but they do it with a lot more speed.